road tripping the Swiss Alps in our classic Porsche 911. This idea has been living inside me and my father's head for decades, and in 2022 we finally got around to doing it. Despite having a gobsmacking 260,000 kilometers on the clock, we trusted our 911 to endlessly drive up and down gorgeous mountain passes. Some legendary like the Stelvio Furca or San Bernardino, others unknown to us but no less beautiful. We climbed to plus 2,000 meters of altitude several times, in the sun, in the rain, and explored the Swiss Alps like never before, with a roaring flat six in the back, enjoying view after view in this stunning country. 5 days, 2,500 kilometers, and two car enthusiasts with a dream. My name is Robin, and welcome to Retroschaft Christmas Special. Our journey began on a Wednesday in July in our home country of Belgium. The goal was to first get to the historic street track of Solitude, where we wanted to have a lunch break. However, it didn't take long before the car left us stranded somewhere in West Germany.
Well, the morning is off to a great start. We are heading to Austria and Switzerland for a road trip of 5 days in the Alps, which is pretty amazing. Stopped for fuel, did in some 102 octane, which is pretty damn good, and then we experienced a battery failure. So we drove to the nearest auto store, bought a new battery. Hopefully we'll get through the weekend okay and all right. I'm going to be driving for a bit. It's in total about a 700 or 800 kilometer drive. We've done a few hundred already, and we've got about 500 more to go.
After a quick battery change, we pushed forward, past a beautiful Mercedes and Volvo on the highway, and arrived at Solitude a few hours later, right in time for lunch.
So what we're actually doing this weekend is we're taking the 911 Carrera 3.2 all the way to the Austrian and Swiss Alps. We're going to be road tripping the mountains for 5 days in total. We are now in the area of Stuttgart, and we have a little bit more to go in the next few hours of driving, and eventually we'll head into Austria and already do a few mountain passes today. But right now we are in the area of Stuttgart. We're near Solitude. Last week this was the area where the Solitude revival event was going on, which is basically like the Good revival, but in this case it's a revival of a historic street track, which is like the Solitude track here. And they used to do F1 here, they used to do all sorts of races here back in the day. It was pretty popular, very, very popular circuit. And it seems like we still have two Lancias here that were left here from last week. They look pretty beat up. They've got pretty nice rims, kind of OZ racing style. Don't know if these are originals, but they have OZ Racing painted on them, and it seems like it's stamped on here as well. Not sure if you can see that, but it seems like they're stamped on there as well, so seems original. Yeah, we've got two pretty cool cars. 4 doors. Now I think all HF Integrales were 4 doors. I'm not sure, I don't know these cars too well, but they sure look very nice. I mean, seems like they've been here for a while or been outside for a while. These rims are pretty cool too. I think this second car kind of has a Delta S4 vibe with those wheels. Looks pretty cool. So you can see Solitude Revival, so they've definitely been here for the event, for some kind of display or driving, not really sure. But yeah, This is a pretty cool car. So usually with these old street tracks here in Europe, there's not really that much left of the original track from back in the day. Also because those tracks didn't really have Armco barriers or anything like that. But what they do usually keep is a timing building somewhere where they kept the times, the lap times, the laps and everything. So for the Solitude racetrack, that is still around as well. And that's a place where we're going to go to right now.
The Solitude racetrack is 11.4 kilometers long and was built back in 1935. The official lap record is on Jim Clark's name, which he set in a Lotus F1 car in 1963. The track closed down 2 years later in 1965, but remains a very popular spot for car enthusiasts and historic racing events. We drove a lap around the track when we arrived. However, a very harsh speed limit of 60 km per hour combined with the long winding corners meant it was almost impossible to really enjoy the beauty of this historic street circuit. Yet we could still very much feel the presence of an epic 1960s racecourse. We continued our journey to Austria afterwards and started racking up the kilometers with our sights set on the beautiful Alps. Despite the 911 having a stiff suspension and no AC, the seats are surprisingly comfortable, making the many highway kilometers much more enjoyable. After crossing the Austrian border, it didn't take long before mountains started appearing in the distance. The views were absolutely spectacular and we could barely contain our excitement while approaching this gorgeous and gigantic mountain range. This called for a stop at a petrol station, because both we and the car were in dire need of a drink and a bit of a rest before diving into our first mountain passes of the weekend.
After a scorching hot day in the car, we finally arrived in the Alps, and it's pretty epic to approach the Alps at the very beginning, because you're just driving on a land which is as flat as a pancake, as we say in Belgium. And then all of a sudden in the distance you can start to see these mountain tops in between the clouds and things like that, and you can slowly see them coming closer and closer and getting bigger and bigger, and it's a pretty beautiful view.
Our joyous mood, however, was short-lived. About 20 minutes later it started raining cats and dogs, which also caused the mountain pass we were meant to cross to close down. After several detours we ended up on the Fährenpass with a view that we will never forget.
It's raining, it's thundering, but we are truly in the Alps right now. The 911 is standing here with a truly beautiful backdrop. Also a pretty fun little fact, every mountain pass in the Alps has its own sticker, and then we're going to buy a sticker on every mountain pass that we do and fit them onto the underside of the front bonnet basically. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Sadly though, our bad luck with mountain passes being blocked due to the bad weather didn't end there.
We've been driving around for quite some time trying to find a way to our hotel. A lot of mountain roads seem to be closed due to the bad weather or roadworks. And while it is lovely to drive in the valleys beneath or in between all the mountains, it isn't really ideal because every detour that you have to do is quite a long way around, because usually there's only like one road that goes in between the valleys. So yeah, not ideal, but we should be there in about 10 minutes, which is a good thing because we've been driving for 950 kilometers almost, so yeah, it's been quite long. That glacier must be one of the most stunning views that I've ever seen. we've made it to the hotel. It's still raining cats and dogs. Unfortunately, we're gonna go to the town center to get something to eat, and pretty nice of the owner that she lets us put our car inside the garage. So yeah, that's pretty cool. We just had a lovely dinner. I'm now just on a terrace enjoying the mountain view for a little bit. It has cooled down, which is very, very nice, because it's been like, I think 35, maybe even more degrees Celsius in the car all day, which is almost your own body temperature. So your body really has some trouble cooling down when it's that hot. So yeah, it's nice to have some rain and to have it cool down right now. Also for the night, it's going to be better to sleep with a bit of a lower temperature than those high temperatures as well. But yeah, that was a very nice dinner after a almost 1,000 kilometer drive today. I think we're going to sleep well, and tomorrow we're heading to Italy, then Switzerland, to see more of the Alps, to do more very nice roads. So yeah, I'm gonna enjoy this view for a little bit longer, and then I'll go to bed. See you tomorrow.